Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Soulful Voices Circle Daily Oracle Card Reading. I hope you all are doing well today. And I had mentioned a while back that I wanted to try to mix in different decks just to keep this interesting. Not that it isn't interesting with using the same decks, but it's nice to kind of look at the messages, the different messages that come through from the different oracle cards. And different people create these cards and their spiritual experiences all come together, and it really does represent what we are as a collective, that we are all experiencing different things, and what we bring to the table is unique, and then we kind of put it all together and figure out the meaning that it has for all of us together. So the deck that I'm using today, I personally have only used it a couple of times, but I do like the pictures on it and the messages. I think just to look at the card and the words that they use, I think are intuitive and simple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the card, and I am going to, based off of the message written, I, I'm going to give you my interpretation, and then we'll go to the book. Okay, so again, this is called Earth Magic by Stephen Farmer. Let me know if you're familiar with this deck. Okay, so here we go. I am shuffling the cards, and I am inviting the divine light to surround us with the golden light of protection. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Become centered into the space of this reading. And we invite the oracle of this deck to come forward and speak with us today. And we ask that our angels and guides be present with us to help clarify any messages that come through, and that these messages be of the divine light and love of the universe. So with that, if you want to open your eyes, you can, or you can just listen with your eyes closed. So the question I would like to ask today is simple. Since we're using a new deck that's relatively new to me and maybe new to some of you, is what do we need to know today? I mean, one of the things, the messages that was coming to me earlier was this message of change. Like, what do we need to know about the changes that we are going through at this time? But rather than get too specific, let's just see what this oracle wants us to know today. Okay, so here we go. Here's the deck. This is what the deck looks like. It's very pretty. And I'm shuffling. Okay, so I'm going to pull a card. Here we go. The card I pulled is Summer Solstice Radiance. Well, I find that interesting since we just entered the spring solstice, the spring equinox, right? So we're just stepping into spring, and now we're getting a message about the summer. And my immediate reaction is that it's saying anything that you may experience right now over the next few months, anything that may be challenging to you, or in this rebirth, right? As you go through spring, you're going through a rebirth, a renewal, everything is blooming outside. That what it is that you plant, the seeds you plant now, will shine with radiance by summertime, right? So it's already projecting that the changes that you go through in the next few months will come into full bloom by summer. So what does that mean? Well, that's unclear, right? Because we don't know all the changes that we're going to go through. We might be able to look and say, oh, there are some changes that I know are on the horizon. And maybe you're a little bit worried about that. But I think the message here is that there's always a new day for the sun to shine, right? So let me read what the Oracle book actually says for radiance, summer solstice. Okay. Okay. So it has quite a long message here. So let me just say this. I'll read all of it to you, so hopefully you have a few minutes. The word solstice originates from the Latin word solstitium, which means stationary or stopped sun sol. This is because twice during the solar year the sun appears to rise and set in the same place for several days. It seems to be taking much needed rest before making the next circuit across the sky from one solstice to the next. Its ceaseless, predictable certainty having existed since before the time of our ancestors. There are stories in many cultures that personify the sun as a deity, either male or female, often riding the sun across the sky in a boat or chariot. With the summer solstice, with the summer solstice comes the culmination of the sun's travels that have led to the longest days of the year. The light is now at its fullest and has provided its own brand of nourishment to the land and all of its inhabitants. Celebrations and ceremonies abound, passion and playfulness are themes. We feel an innate desire to be outdoors in the natural world and reap the benefits of the longest days of the year. We instinctually seek the light, and during this cycle, there is an abundance of it. So here's the message to consider. Let the radiance of the sun inspire your inner radiance to shine forth. Release your concerns about what may happen in the future and focus on appreciating everything you have that is good and right. Allow Father Sun to take away your worries and cares. Do something physically active to stimulate your inner light. Dance, sing, but most important, get outdoors. Do not let any negative thoughts or habits stop you. When you are in love with life, you naturally radiate that love. During this part of your cycle, your capacity to love is greatly amplified. In one of those supreme ironies of life, the more love you give, the more returns to you. It starts by allowing the radiant being you truly are to be expressed into the world. Smile a little more. Notice the beauty of nature. Show your love, especially to those with whom you are closest. Then smile even more and watch how the world around you lights up. So, in line with what I was saying, is that we are in the spring, right? You're planting the seeds in the spring. And by the time you get to the summer, you are in full bloom, right? So, the things that you seek to create now are going to go through that cycle of creation now. And by the summer, it comes into full bloom. And when it comes into full bloom, that's when it shines most. That's when it is most radiant, right? So, this is the cycle that we are in right now, the cycle of rebirth that then leads to the radiance, the ability to experience what it is that we've been creating, and to be able to bring forth love and appreciation for this experience is what this card is saying to us. Let your light shine, right? Let your light shine. Be the most radiant person that you could be and take stock in the things that you do. Understand that you have a light within you that even though sometimes you can't see, others can. You radiate out to the world. And that's the aspect of who you are that this card is beckoning to come forth. The radiant, wonderful you. So be present in that light today and in the weeks and months ahead. I hope this message brings you some upliftment for your day. Maybe go outside if the sun is shining and just take a few seconds to look at it and absorb its warmth. If you're in a place that's not so sunny, just maybe go outside and find the light that you can find. Find the beauty in things around you. So have a great day. We will continue in the days ahead to work with this card, this oracle deck rather. We will come to understand it a little bit better. And I hope you have a great Tuesday. Take care of yourself, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye now.